Hey everyone, Melissa Wick here. This yoga practice is for lower back relief, and I get a lot of requests from friends and family about a class like this. And I myself have experienced lower back injury in the past, and my healing journey just looked like a lot of love, a lot of patience, a lot of daily practice, awareness. And sometimes my practice would just look like me lying on the back with my hands on my stomach, my back in supported shapes, and really actively letting love flow into the tightness and the pain. So a lot of patience is what I suggest, and this practice is set here to invite in some openness and some relief into the lower back. So it is a gentle practice. Use a blanket if you need to support yourself, and of course listen to your body first and foremost. It'll teach you, it'll show you. So get into something comfortable and let's get started. So for this practice, a blanket could be helpful, although it's not necessary. So you could even spread out your blanket on your mat and lay on it so you have a bit more cushion and protection for your back. You can use the blanket for when we do the postures on our knees, or you can also use a blanket for your head as a pillow. So let's get started on our backs with our knees bent, feet wide. And let the knees fall in to touch. Now, if you need a pillow for your head, you'll know if you need it. If your chin is way higher than your forehead, you may need some support. So your arms could either be by the side, palms up, or maybe down, whatever's more serving to you in this moment. Maybe a gentle shimmy of the shoulders, keep the chest open, maybe lift the hips and lower them back down. If you'd like, you can also have the hands on the body to start. Sometimes that is very supportive. Just helps the body relax. So you choose your path here. Once you get settled, close the eyes and take a breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Again, breathe in and let it go. Gently close the lips. Allow the breath to be natural. And start to tune into the weight of the pelvis, nice and rooted onto the ground. Feeling the soles of the feet touching the mat. Relaxing in the shoulders. And just tune in with yourself. How does your body feel right now in this moment? Without any judgment. Or simply noticing. And how do you feel? Start to bring more awareness and attention to your breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Seeing if you can match the lengths of your inhales to your exhales. So maybe you cultivate the breath, your inhales for 4 or 5 counts. And maybe you exhale out for 4 to 5 counts. Softening your jaw, just really coming in to your body, onto your mat. Releasing your hands by the side if they're not already there, palms down. We're going to separate the knees and heel toe your feet hip width distance apart and have your heels close to your glutes. We're going to invite in some pelvic tilts, so rocking back and forth. On the inhale, we're going to curl the tailbone forward. You're going to feel your lower back imprint onto the ground. On the exhale, you're going to shift and let the tailbone reach towards the heels. You're going to have a space here, so you can even see, can you slide your hand through even just a little bit? There's going to be a gap between your low back and the floor. So continue, inhale, curl the tailbone forward as if you're zipping up a tight pair of pants. Exhale, tilt, shift it down. So continue to go back and forth here with the rhythm of your breath. Now it may seem like a very simple movement and not much is going on, but this is an exercise that is very therapeutic and that you can do daily. And it's something that over time you'll start to notice the healing in the lower back and the pelvis. For me personally, this one has really helped. And really keeping the mind-body connection with the breath to the body. So paying attention to how this feels in your body. We'll just do a few more back and forth. Maybe going slower than you normally do. Good. Finishing up your last cycle. We'll gently take the knees in towards the chest, not super squeeze, just lift them up. And we'll take each palm, cup the palm of your hand onto the kneecaps with your fingers facing forward away from you. And then let your knees fall into your palms, your arms will extend. You're going to feel a bit of lengthening in the low back. You're going to draw the legs together, and we're going to invite in knee circles, but around the tailbone, around that bony part above your glutes, your sacrum. You're going to be circling around it. So imagine it like a dollar and you're going around. So knees together, assisting with your hands, going around in one direction. And the outer edges. Stay close to your breath. So without the awareness or the attention piece, this is just a movement. It's when you really go inside your body and breathe through it is when the healing starts to happen, the transformation. And then just switch your direction. Good, back to center. You're going to take each hand onto each shin and gently open up the knees. No need to go to your maximum edge. Just breathe into the groin and the hips. Gently close the legs. We're going to roll to one side, any side. We're going to make our way upright onto our knees, so child's pose. Just take your time. Here's where you might want to use the blanket. So you're going to have the toes touch, knees wide. Maybe you pad the knees, point your toes, sit bones towards the heels. We're going to walk the hands forward. Melt the forehead and chest towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they touch the ground or not. You can always slide a block under the forehead or fold over a bolster. You can relax the elbows. And again, connect to the breath. So as you breathe into your front of the heart, the back, the sides, the low back. As you exhale, ground, soften, release. Continue at your own pace. Beautiful. And we're going to start to lift and take the knees under you for support. Slide your blanket off. We're going to come onto our stomach. So maybe you shimmy the knees back a bit. Come onto your belly. and onto the forearms. So Sphinx pose. So your arms are shoulder width distance apart and your elbows are under the shoulders, maybe slightly in front. And you're going to plant the palms down, point the toes. You can always take the legs a little wider if you need to. You're grounding the forearms down. Now from here, if you find that this is hurting your lower back, a little trick is to curl the tailbone forward, just like we did. You're zipping up the tight pair of pants. Your core will be engaged, and that'll create a bit of more stability in the low back. So you can keep that. Now from here, you're going to remember to not sink into your shoulders. You want to push down, find a lift. And then rather than lifting with your chin, you want to open up with your sternum. Your chest is leading and you're hugging the forearms down and in, and it's inviting in this opening and lengthening. So you can keep the curl of the tailbone or you can soften it. And now from here, you're going to firm the outer ankles and you're going to spin the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. And that's going to create the width in the lower back. Okay, so lots to tune in here. Connect to your breath, maybe close your eyes and just really absorb this shape. Expand into it. Good. And you're going to gently open up the elbows and then place your palms down, stack them, create a pillow for your forehead and just release here. Relax. So as you breathe in, let your belly expand into the mat, create space in your low back. As you exhale, soften. Good. We'll take our hands by our chest and just lift yourself up to tabletop. And from here, we're going to step into a lunge. So your right foot's going to come through between the hands. You can pad your knee with a blanket, or you can also always fold up your mat for support. Take your hands onto your thighs and then hinge off of your hips. And we'll prepare by lengthening the tailbone down. Again, zip up the tight pair of pants. Keep the hips squared. Your right hip might want to hike up. Keep the containment and start to shift forward any amounts. So inner thighs are magnetizing toward one another. Right heel back, left knee forward. Hands could stay on the thigh. If you want something more, you can take the arms up, thumbs back, pinkies forward. Soften the shoulders. You're lifting out of the hips. And open up in your hip flexors, your psoas. So this is all connected, your hamstrings, hips, to your lower back. Okay, you're going to frame your hands to your right foot, shift your weight back into half split. So you can take your hands on blocks or onto your fingertips, right toes towards the face, soften the shoulders, find this dragging action of your right leg. Release, bend your right knee, support yourself, take your right leg back, and we'll just simple switch to the other side. Left leg comes through. When you're ready, pad up your knee if you need to, hands on your thighs, shift off a little bit, lengthen the tailbone down, hips even, curl the tailbone forward, tone in the belly, hinge any amount. Left heel back, right knee forward, inner thighs, magnetizing. Lift out of the hips as you ground down through the feet. Maybe your arms lift up. Good, release, frame your left foot. Shift your hips back, half split. Left toes towards the face. Maybe one side feels different than the other. And every day is different. It's not about comparing to how you were the day before the other or to anyone else. It's about your own practice. Good, let's release. So bend in your left knee. We'll take the left leg back and we'll make our way onto our backs once again. So sit bones down, take your legs forward. Make sure there's enough space to lie down behind you. So rolling on to our backs. Take your arms out into a T, palms open. Take your shins parallel to the ceiling and we're gonna roll onto the left side for a twist. So you might want to take your left hand to hold on to your right thigh. Maybe your gaze is in the center or to the right. Connect to your breath. Allow your right shoulder to soften with every exhale. Good. Gently make your way to the center and re-level the hips, twisting over to the right. Roll onto your right side. Maybe right hand holds the thigh. Sometimes that's nice for the release of the low back. Unfurl naturally. Beautiful. Come back to center. We'll make our way to our final resting shape. So you can extend your legs out long for shavasana, nice and wide, maybe arms by the side, palms open. If you have a bolster or a big pillow, you can slide it underneath the backs of the knees. Let your legs rest over your prop. That's a nice release for the low back. If you lay your legs out straight and you don't have a prop and this is hurting your low back, you can bend your knees and have the feet wide with the knees fall into touch. Just adjust the hips, just so there's no effort to hold the legs so you can really surrender. So choose your path. And wherever you are, close the eyes, take a breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Sigh it out, let it go. And let's tune in to the elevated emotion of gratitude. So gratitude for our bodies, our beautiful bodies, and everything that it does for us unconditionally, its service, carrying us through life. And gratitude for our practice, for our efforts, and for our journeys. So see here if you can rest in shavasana for at least 5 minutes to really absorb and just be. Namaste.